Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning in last week. We went over on some great tips for the squat, and I hope that helps some of you out. Today's a fun one. I'm very excited for it. We're going to talk about that first week of training. So you got started. Day one of your plan is in the books, or it's going to be in the books. But now what? Where do I go from here? How do I set up the rest of the week? What do I do? We're gonna go over to the board in a minute. I got it right back there. And we're gonna talk about our base week of training. This will give you a chance to strategize, understand, and know some important points on week number one. We're at the board. I know you can't really see me, but I am here. And there you have it, our base week. When I label any kind of program design or when I begin a training routine, this is week number one. It'll help with structure, it'll help with knowledge and skills, and we're gonna give you some priority points to understand this training week. First and foremost, I'm going to write it right here. Form first. You want to understand your exercises. You want to be proficient, not perfect, but proficient in executing each one of the movement patterns. That's the key. That is number one for your base week philosophy. We'll follow that up with discomfort. Discomfort is on a lower end. We want to make sure this is our number one. So your workout will be easier over harder, and you're just getting into that uncomfortable zone. We go by something called the RPE. Rate of perceived exertion. If 10 was my hardest, 1 was my easiest, where am I at this week? I'm gonna say 3 to 5, 4 to 6. A point where you can still carry conversation, you're not completely overwhelmed, but by the end of it, you've pushed a bit. Next are variables. When I speak of variables, we're talking the load being lifted, the volume or sets and reps, the intensity, which right here, we just discussed that, and your recovery period. So looking at a base week, we'll write it down here for you. Maybe it's 3 by 10, 3 to 5 RPE. Rest 30, 45, put an S there for seconds, in between each exercise, even in between each set. And you can go by that. Pick a back squat. 3 sets, 10 reps. How uncomfortable was I? And here's what I rest before I go to my next set. or before I go to my next movement, whatever that movement's going to be. That's the breakdown of your base week. You want to tie this week in to a full month of training. And you want to understand where it may take you, which we'll get into as our YouTube progresses, and how it fits. Here's some cues. It starts the climb. It's your first step. That's why form is so important. After this week, we build higher, higher, higher until we get to a recovery component. You want to move with intention. You want to honor your priorities. If you do that, that'll lead you through a solid week one, or what we call the base week. Y'all, that's it for now, at least on the base week or week number 1 of your training. Some aid to get us past the point of what do I do next. Base week, highlight each one of your priorities, form, discomfort, variables, understand where it fits in your monthly cycles. And we'll dig deeper on all this and we'll provide more detail. If you think this brings you value, continue to follow along, subscribe if you're open to it. I'd be more than grateful for that. And tune in next week. We're going to talk about workout order and structure. And we're going to put some exercises in line for you, tell you what to do first, what comes next, where does this go, where does that go. Thank you all very much for your time. Always grateful, always fun. And I look forward to next week. Have a good day.